Hey y'all, first day of winter, Twin Oaks Family Farm, Southeast Ohio, USA, 2024. Gonna take a look around at the chickens, kind of just do the late afternoon, early evening chicken check, take y'all along with me. This is all our small farm life vlog. So on our way to chickens, we'll look at the trucks of Twin Oaks here. So this is, let's see, what do they call it? Second gen? Yeah, second gen. Dodge there. Third gen, so a little newer body style than the second gen that we just looked at. This one is a driver, but got some works in progress on it. There's actually parts on order on the way here for this one to get it back on the road. One of two of the first gens that reside here. The other first gen that resides here. You can actually catch videos on that truck on some upgrades in progress on it and different ideas with it on a channel that our sons have, Backwood Boys 911. We'll try to put a link to that in the description at least, and try to put it in comments, but we may not be able to get the link live in the comments. It'll be live in the description. So that's the other first gen that's here, daily driver, and the other second gen. So two second gens here. This one also, as you can see, has some works in progress. Actually needed some serious mechanical repair, so components of it are off of it. We're waiting on a very important component to get a breakdown on what needs to happen to repair it. The injector pump is off of this one, and we actually had it, took it over to Weimer's in Pennsylvania. So the pump is in PA. It's a P pump, and this second gen actually still has the 12 valve in it. So all those trucks are Cummins diesels, and obviously, you know, they're old enough where you get to the point where there's maintenance, there's repairs. Sometimes we gotta wait on parts, but we still love those old trucks. Okay, so quick look at a little group of Rhode Island Red pullets. So they're ordered as all hens. We have had them since they were shipped to us at hatch. They're almost 2 months old. They were hatched October 23rd, 2024. We're recording on December 21st, 2024. One over there, one perch in there. So this is actually our meat bird production barn, but we started them in here, and for now they're going to stay in here a little while longer, probably at least through the winter season. We do need to get the bedding material all cleaned up off of the floor and just clean up the chicken keeping supplies and paraphernalia from around the building here. We finished meat birds in here. While we were starting this flock, we had a small flock of meat birds in here as well that finished on December 4th, 2024. So we'll actually show you some poultry produced from it. But yeah, just checking here. Food looks good. Water looks good. So this group of birds is set. We'll check them again tonight. But as I said, 54 of them. Supposed to be all females, but we do know at least one is a rooster. We do think there are 2 roosters actually. So we'll keep you updated on them, but they're doing well. Good representation right there of a typey individual, a desirable type individual in a Rhode Island Red young hen. Another good one right behind her going to the water. So 2 months old, Rhode Island Red. So we'll take a look at the other chickens that are here. We don't have any meat birds on farm right now, all just egg production birds. These are young ones that are not going to be at the point of lay until spring of 2025. But we'll go see the ones that are in egg production and show you a couple of the farm dogs, the ones that prefer to be outside. And we'll wrap up with one of our favorite things to have happen at the farm. So it's really mundane, but it's something that is really cool to us. So hang in there with me for that. But this is just, you know, a day at the little home place and the little poultry farm operation here at our homestead. Small farm lifestyle vlog at Twin Oaks Family Farm. Thanks for joining us. Incidentally, we don't get any compensation for this. I wanted to show y'all what the Rhode Island Red pullets are eating. So this is a Kalmbach complete feed poultry, basically a poultry grower feed, 19% protein, and it's a crumble texture. I'm trying to show you crumble texture there. So really palatable and complete nutrition. So we stick with that. It actually is made in Ohio, and we're very fortunate. Our Kalmbach dealer is just about 5 miles from the house. So we stay ahead of knowing what we want to get in here and what feed we want to have on hand, and we stay in communication with our feed mill, and they do a great job making sure that the feed is available. They get it directly from Kalmbach. So shout out to our favorite feed mill in the world, right in Southeast Ohio, Beverly Feeding Equipment. And we like feeding Kalmbach to our young grower egg production birds, and we feed Kalmbach exclusively to our meat production birds. Okay, thought y'all might like to meet a couple new characters. So this is Dan, our chocolate lab, and we're giving him a chicken foot, a dehydrated chicken foot that's actually made as a byproduct from the chickens that we raise here in our meat bird production operation. We raise Cornish Rock Cross meat chickens, and we can choose to keep the chicken feet from them. We take them to a USDA inspected processor to have them processed into poultry, but they'll ask us, do you want to save the feet? So we, a lot of times, will save the feet. They clean them up, freeze them in packages, like 1.5 pound package, which might have about 18 individual chicken feet in it, and then we'll dehydrate them in just like a household dehydrator, 158 degrees Fahrenheit for about 72 hours. You want to keep that temperature below 200 degrees Fahrenheit if you're making this dried dog treat, because if it's over that, that can make it brittle and not safe to give to the dogs. But at that low and slow preparation, it is safe for them to snack on and to enjoy as a treat. And they're super high in collagen, chondroitin, and glucosamine. So really it's great for their teeth, gums, and their joints. So this is Dan, the chocolate lab. We want to also introduce y'all to Chester. So he's a Beagle. I don't know if he'll stay here. Yeah. So we're going to head up to the chicken house. I figured once Chester got his chicken foot, he would split and run back to his own kind of hidey hole, his own enclosure that he has. We have a rogue chicken out. We have about 4 Easter eggers like her. So while I'm out here doing a check on the chickens, probably try to get her to go back in to her enclosure. But we're gonna go up here, this end of the little shed that's facing us there. We've got a group of hens in there. So we're gonna go do a quick check on them. They've been fed and watered already this afternoon, and eggs gathered about 3 times in there today, but we want to do another check on them. So hang in there with me. We'll show you the production red end of the hen house. So I was quiet, waiting there for her to make it in the door. She chose to come in on her own. So this is a little shed that this end is part of a narrow shed with more length than what we see here. It is wood interior, and you can see up there metal exterior. The wood doesn't quite go all the way up. And then this end, which would be east facing, is set in a few feet from the end of the shed and is just metal. So in here, it actually stays a little warmer than out there. So it feels good in here. We do have a heat lamp up, so kind of sharing that with you because this is kind of winter mode for our flock management. We really aren't having to do a whole lot or change a whole lot, especially in here with the way this is constructed with the metal on the outside and the wood on the inside. It actually stays pretty comfortable. And then they're producing body heat too, because you know a chicken's temperature is like 105 degrees to 107 degrees Fahrenheit, probably a normal adult body temperature. So they do have feed in the feeders. We give them a little extra feed when it's cold. So I was starting to mention that this kind of winter mode. So it was about 28 degrees Fahrenheit today, December 21st, 2024, Southeast Ohio, USA. Maybe get down to 16 tonight. I don't really think it's going to get quite that cold, but probably realistic that we'll see high teens. So we're not going to have to change too much in here. We actually have that heat lamp in there, so that's a 250 watt heat lamp bulb. It is securely fastened, suspended from the ceiling, and we do have enough height there that we can actually position their water dispenser basically underneath that, and there's enough warmth emanating there from that heat bulb that it's going to keep that water in that water dispenser from freezing. So we do have the flock block there. It's like a snack block. I don't know if y'all can distinguish it from the floor material here. It starts out big in a cube, but they've eaten most of it. Okay, so we'll be replenishing a new flock block. They have their purchase here. She's really pretty. She's the oldest hen here now. This is Puffy Cheeks. Puffy Cheeks is her name. So the one that just walked in with us, she may be the one like her likes to perch up on that roost, and that's not there to be a roost. That's there to suspend heat lamps from, because when we first started raising meat chickens, we actually raised them in here, and we find that this little space, it's maybe 12 foot by 12 foot. It pretty much maxes out at about 75 meat birds. That's the most meat birds we can raise in here. So when we wanted to scale the meat bird flocks up to bigger flocks, we had to do something different. And that's when we built the building that you saw the Rhode Island red pullets in, and it's 30 by 30. So with its floor space emptied out, it's built to accommodate 450 Cornish rock cross meat chickens. So we could grow from only 75 in here to 450 at a time in there. So this group is almost 30 hens, and we feel like that, as far as laying hens, that about maxes out this space. So I am looking here. We've got a bottleneck of hens congregating here. So seeing what's going on. So this is actually, yes, this is actually a favorite corner of the girls to lay eggs in. There is actually already one egg there, and I have a feeling that the hen that's there is wanting to lay an egg. We have a hen in this box. She may be laying an egg there as well. So we'll have one more evening check in here. I am going to want to try to get this egg though, because I feel like there's competition here. So I know I'm causing y'all shadow, but let me try to get this egg. I'll tell you what, I'm going to press pause, get the egg that I can see, and then we'll record again. Okay, so went ahead and gathered that egg, because if they're going to compete for that corner, I don't want them stepping on this or cracking it or something. So went ahead and got it out from there. But I'm going to leave them be, and we'll have another night check in here after dark, probably like between 9:30 and 10 maybe. So we'll see what's going on in that corner, in that nest box. If there's more eggs, then we can get them then. So let's go over and see the other group of hens, and then I'll show you what we got today that is going to seem mundane and boring to you, but we're really happy about. So thanks for supporting the channel, y'all. Okay, so this is the opposite end of the same building we were just in. The lighting is different in here, because in that other end, we actually have an electric overhead light installed. In this end, we don't have an electric overhead light installed. We do have electricity in this end, and we are using it to run a heat lamp bulb in here, but we don't have an overhead light. So we get more of, you know, the dusk nighttime effect in here. I'm gonna take a quick look in the nest boxes. Actually don't see any eggs in there. They do still have feed, and I know they have water, and their flock block is also getting eaten down too. So they're starting to wind down for the night. We see the roost there already filled. There'll be some roost over here. We do have one in a box. Again, she could just be sitting there. We don't really want them hanging out there, but we don't block it off at night. So she could just be sitting there. She could be sitting on an egg there, or she could be waiting to lay an egg. So we'll check that out later. For now, it looks like she's gonna sit tight right there. There's about 30 hens in here. This side is a little bigger than the other side, but not much. It's comparable. So we feel, again, like 30 hens in here is enough with laying hens. And this end, the construction is different. It's only metal siding. It's just the exterior metal siding. There's not any interior siding, so it's not double walled like the other end. So this one is still warmer than outdoors, but it's not as warm as the opposite end. And that's all. That just goes back to when that other end was built that had the overhead light in it, where we were just seeing the other group of hens. It was actually made to be a horse stall that opened out onto an enclosure, a small paddock for a horse. And this end was originally made for chickens, so it was never double walled. And that other end was really more like a stall. So at any rate, so that's how everybody's doing for the evening. They look like they're doing good. We got a good collection of eggs today, about 3 dozen eggs, I believe, from the about 58 hens, which I know it's not a high percentage, but it's also the first day of winter. We're very happy to be getting 3 dozen eggs from the hens. So going to show you what went down on the property yesterday, and show you the Twin Oaks that are our namesake for Twin Oaks Family Farm, and then we'll be concluding this one. We don't have all the Christmas lights up, but here's some of our favorites: the rooster and the hen, the big happy snowman with actually the Christmas tree in the background looking into the house, and the Let It Snow sign. Cheerful, cheerful, cheerful. And the little Christmas trees and the cheerful wreath that reminds me of ribbon candy. So hopefully we'll get actually lights up on the exterior of the house here this weekend. Here's one of the hens. Actually, as cold as it is, she's still choosing to utilize the outdoor pen and just hang out outside while we still have a little bit of daylight. She might be heading back in. No? She wants to stay outside for a little while. Okay, so one of my favorite views on the place is the tall trees on the left side of your screen. Those are the Twin Oaks that we named our home place and small farm operation here at the home place for the Twin Oaks Family Farm. And I'll walk over there closer and tell you the backstory on them. So these 2 oaks will be 24 years old this coming spring. They were planted about 2001, and we actually planted about 20 at the same time in a tree line in the same row as those 2, and those are the only 2 that made it. And we've tried to plant trees just about every year, oak trees, just about every year since then, and we really haven't had much luck. So these 2 trees though have made it, and love watching them through the seasons. And so here is what I want to show y'all. So we got new gravel on our driveway yesterday, and we're so excited to get new gravel on our driveway. So that is kind of one of the examples that kind of epitomizes rural life, farm lifestyle. Something as simple as rocks can make you really happy. It was time to get some new gravel on the driveway, have enough new material there to fill in some potholes that have been created as you use your driveway and you crush the material and you deal with the different temperatures and moisture, and you end up with holes and you don't have the new material to make it better. So it was nice to get new gravel on the driveway. So about 13 ton of stone got laid down on the driveway, and right there's where it ended. So we might bring in another truckload maybe to put here the rest of the way down.